Good day. My name is Mark Malore. I'm an attorney here in Riverside, California. I've got a number of clients at 29 Palms that are facing corporate structures and limited liability structure issues. So I thought it helpful to put together a quick video on some of the topics that I like to discuss when my clients come in for a consultation on those issues. There's two issues that I like to go over with clients when they're thinking about forming a corporate entity. The first is liability protection. The second is taxation. You need to have both those issues nailed down before you decide on which entity to form. Let's talk about personal liability. Both an LLC and a corporate entity protect you from personal liability, except in the cases of active fraud or deceit. But they protect you and insulate you personal liability, meaning your personal assets are protected, like your home, vehicles, bank accounts, things like that. And both offer the same type of protection. The only distinction between the two that I'd like to mention here is that in an LLC entity, a corporate, or rather a creditor, cannot attach the membership shares of an LLC like it can a stockholder with stocks in a corporate entity. With the LLC, the judgment creditor is limited in the fact that it can't attach the shares, and it must wait for the LLC to derive a benefit to the member shareholder to which it can attach at that point. But if the LLC doesn't issue any benefits to the membership shareholder in terms of monies or properties or anything, there's nothing for the judgment creditor to attach. That's not the same with a corporate entity. Next, we take a look at taxation. I think this is a very important issue you want to talk to your tax professional about before you form the entity. When we look at a corporate entity, we look at two different types of corporations. We look at a C corporation and an S corporation. An S corporation is limited to the number of shareholders it can have. It can't have certain types of shareholders like corporate shareholders. A C corporation has no such limitations. The downside to a C corporation in terms of taxation, however, is that the C corporation is taxed twice. Meaning the corporation is taxed on the income it gains from its business enterprises, and then the individual shareholder is taxed once again on the money it derives from the corporate structure. An S corporation is taxed much like a partnership, and the S corporation, the money flows through the corporation to the individual shareholder, and the shareholder pays tax on a K-1 with its 1040 in that fashion. So it's taxed singularly. That's the big distinction between the corporate entities C and S. You have an LLC, it depends on how your tax preparer elects to tax that entity, whether it's a corporate taxation or partnership taxation. But we look to those taxation issues, which are very important depending on what the type of business that you have. If you have real estate enterprises or real estate holdings you want to do, in my experience, it's beneficial to do an LLC for that purpose. There are more tax benefits in doing so. But I'm not a tax professional, so I don't want to give you that advice. I want you to seek your own accountant's advice, your own tax preparer's advice, to determine what's best for you. But if you have some other issues about formation, corporate formalities, and things of that nature, feel free to set up an appointment with me so that we can discuss those.